Good morning, everyone. It's Craig's TV, and I'm at my shop, and still working on my all-in-one workbench woodworking kind of thing with routers and table saws and sliding miter boxes and all that stuff all built into one table. So the problem I have is that I bought some attachments and safety items that don't work in this little track. And I also bought, to do my dado work, this saw. It's a rigid saw. I really like it. I really dig it. It works right. And it's got the proper channels, 3/4 inch channels, so I can do whatever I need to do. And so I thought, that old skill saw still works great, but it's old. I think I'm gonna pull it out, reconstruct this whole thing, and put that in it. So the bottom line is that I've got a ton of work building this thing in and everything around it. And I'll show you around. I've added stuff since the last time that are pertaining to, this is that flip up piece. Box in there for storage, box on the other side for storage. Got my pencil sharpener, my extending arms that come out for the sliding miter box. So, bottom line is I don't really want to take my dado saw and put it in here, because then I'd have to switch my blades all the time. So, bam. I went and bought another one. It's not quite as big, but it's the same saw. And I'm gonna put that one in there. I'm gonna put that top one where that skill saw is, and then I'm gonna sell that skill saw because it still works. It's still a good saw. So anyway, got these rulers. These things are so cool. Adjustable little end on them. So I'm getting there. I'm getting really happy. Also worked on my dust collection system. As you can see, it's not really working because that skill saw doesn't have a dust collector item built into it. That's another thing that does that this doesn't do. So I put some new wheels on the front of my cart, so all 4 wheels are swivels. So wherever I want to go, I can go. Without the swivels, it doesn't really work. It's a pain in the butt. So I put new wheels on the front of the cart, and I also extended my hose so that I can reach more things. And I'm gonna have to build a little bit of a piece of hose that goes from that rigid on the back of it all the way over to here, so I can just plug the hose in for the table saw. So it comes out the back. So anyway, that's what I got to do, and that's what I'm going to do, and we'll go from there. Follow along. All right, so I'm going to pull this table saw out, destruct the build of the structure underneath it, holding it, rebuild it for that saw. Hopefully most of it works. I doubt it. Anyway, we're going to get this one out of here, start measuring up, start thinking about what we need to do to build the structure to hold that saw. And put that rigid in here and be done. And right below you is a whole bunch of wood to build supers out of. So that's the honey box. It's a little bit of a shorter box for, collecting honey. So hopefully I'm going to need more boxes this year. It's always a good thing. And we'll see. So I'm going to build some more super boxes so that I have them, so that I'm not in the middle of summer having to build them. That's the whole idea of beekeeping. It's get everything done in the wintertime, especially when you don't have any bees to take care of right now. And I've also got 2 of those horizontal hives that I'm not done with. So still got a lot of work to do. By no means is the work done yet. So let's get after it. My dust collection system looks kind of hokey, but it works really good. Pretty happy with that thing. I don't know if any of you picked up what I was about to do. I flipped my saw over and traced it all out. But when I flip it over to put it in, everything would be backwards. So I'm now making a pattern, and I'm gonna go back and redesign my whole setup as far as what I drew on the table. So measure twice, cut once. It's my theory too. I just figured out the load limit of my table extension. So my man Bad Chad, if you ever watch him on his YouTube channel, he always talks about your work's never going to be any better than the pattern you make for your work. So always make a great pattern. Take your time, do it right. So we'll see. All right, so just so you can see what we got going on here. We got 3 different braces going across to support it. And the saw is screwed to 2 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood, and it's still low. So what I'm gonna do is, to make this thing always adjustable, is I'm gonna drill holes and put these bolts down in here so that the head's just barely sticking above the wood. Put the machine back in here once I'm ready to be done with it, and then start cruising these things up and balance it out all the way around to make it level on all 4 sides with the top. So that's that. Let me get after it. All right, everyone. So she's in there, laying smooth with the top. Remember, I've got this whole top once it's cleaned off to be able to put big sheets on to rip them with my table saw. Yeah, pretty excited. The only problem I got is that we broke the hinges on that thing. So, have to figure that one out. But anyway, kind of tired. I need some lunch. Got this thing in there. It's level with the top. It's usable. So let's plug it in. Make sure it still works, or not still works, but it works. All right. See if she purrs. I like that brake. I'd like it to stop faster though. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go have some lunch, maybe have a nap, and not worry about this mess out here. Over and out. Bye. All right, I didn't go to lunch yet. I decided to get my tools all kind of organized on my rolling workbench. Still got a mess up on top, but so that featherboard goes in this slot here behind the spinning blade to hold boards from kicking out and to keep them from kicking back. Then those two, I don't call them featherboards, but those two things clamp onto this big fence, and that fence clamps onto the stock fence, which gives you more in-feed or out-feed or both fence available. And those are the clamps that hold that piece of fence on to the original fence. The original fence is right there. The square is right there. This thing here is pretty cool. It goes same place that goes, but it has a roller bearing on it. I got it backwards. It goes there and you tighten it down. It has a roller bearing and the wood rolls right in. And this can help you if you wanted to do a repeatable, like you're ripping down a piece to 3 inches. You literally would set this at 3 inches from the blade. Then you would put your piece in there. And then once you have it in there, you would hold it down on your square, because this thing stays here. This doesn't move. You would hold your piece down. So say I wanted whatever that is. That's about 3 inches actually. So say I wanted to have 3-inch chunks, a whole bunch of repeatable 3-inch chunks. I would set this where I needed it to cut right on the outside of the 3-inch line or whatever it is. And then once I had the board set, I'd go and rip it. Then I'd bring the board in, hold it there. Oh, this is loose, no wonder. And then I'd go up and back. Then I'd pull this in once I cut it. And that way it just keeps, you just keep cutting the same exact amount, using that as your stop to do your repeatable cuts. Yeah. Mounted my squares on there because I'm always looking for squares. Can never find them. I did get this tool here, which is really cool for setting the height of your router bits. So on my router table there, I'll be able to set the height of the bits. And those are just really cool rollers. Really nice rollers. So, and I got some other stuff. Not going to bust it out yet, but got some other stuff. Getting set up because I got a bunch of wood back here that I need to get a bunch of work done, including those. keep showing you those. They don't seem to be getting done any faster. So anyway, over and out.